We are back and we are diving into the team-by-team outlooks heading into this year. Here's the story with Penn State, a team that won a couple games against teams in the top dozen in the rankings last year, Purdue and Wisconsin. But remember, they lose a lot. Obviously, Ace Baldwin and NBA first-rounder Yannick Niederhauser both gone among their top 5 scorers. A great freshman class, including the highest-ranked recruit in program history in Caden Mingo. And we are joined now by the head coach of the Nittany Lions, Mike Rhoades. And Coach, great to have you with us. First of all, let's start with, you lose a first-rounder in Yannick Niederhauser. I don't in any way want to understate the importance of that. But so much went through Ace Baldwin, right? He really was the leader on the floor. So who is your leader on the floor in this current iteration?
Caden Mingo, a freshman point guard, very talented for an 18, now 19-year-old, beyond his years with maturity, a high-character kid, but he also has a will to win. So we're very lucky to have him, fortunate to have him. We're going to give him the keys to the program right now and let him go, but we're going to support him and help him. He's going to play with some good players around him.
I was really interested to see that Mingo was named one of your co-captains. That speaks volumes about the young man, right? To come in as a freshman and be named a co-captain. What does leadership look like from a youngster and a whole group of young players? Well,
the first rule of leadership I always feel is you got to take care of your own stuff, and he does that at a high level. And secondly, you got to be a great teammate, and being a leader, you got to be able to bring people with you. And very quickly in June, when he showed up on campus, along with Eli and Josh and Sasha, those guys, great teammates, helped the new guys, even though Caden was one of them. The other thing about Caden and Josh Reed and Eli, those guys just good communicators. When you have those type of guys that are good communicators and are taking care of their business, they're going to come to the front when it comes to leadership, and they've done that.
What about, Ace was your guy. Dave brought that up. He was your leader on defense also.
Yes.
Your up-tempo style defense, getting after people, his steals, just changed games. Are you going to continue doing that style of play? I know that's been something you brought with you from VCU. And
yes, we're going to pick people up full court. I really believe that helps us create more possessions. I've always said it before I took the job at Penn State, if we try to play quarter court offense and quarter court defense every night in the Big Ten, that's not over years and years like that. We study that. That won't work. That won't help us. We got to create a lot of possessions, Coach, and doing that, Caden Mingo can pick up the ball. Meli Tuka from Turkey is going to be a really good presser. Freddie Dilion could really press the ball. You saw that last year. So we're going to continue to do that. We got to create extra possessions and create offense because of our defense, and we're going to recruit like that every year. So, yeah, maybe not as good as what Ace was, but he had 5 years of doing it. So we'll get there. We'll get there for sure.
What about, is there a surprise? There's always somebody, an X factor, that he's better than you thought. You know what I mean, coming into it?
Freshman from Croatia, Ivan Joric, 7-footer. He's very good. He's very talented. You can tell he played with older guys his whole life. Really good feel. He's got Big Ten size. He's over 240 pounds, but he can step out and make threes, and we're really excited to have him. He's improved a lot with his body and his ability just from June. But really excited about him, and he is a true freshman. He's still young, but he's going to get thrown in the fire with Caden and Meli and Mason Blackwood, and we'll figure it out from there.
What are the biggest things you've learned first 2 years in the Big Ten about coaching in this league? You mentioned stylistically a little bit. What else have you learned?
I knew it, but it's like cold water in your face. Everybody's these coaches aren't just good. They're awesome. These guys have made deep runs in NCAA tournaments. They've played different styles, but it's the caliber of play. I just think the depth, the talent, and the depth on the best teams in the league are game changers, and that's something we got to keep addressing at Penn State all the time.
The thing I think when you come into a league, you don't always understand the venues and how the intensity of the venues and the crowd support. I don't think people realize that, and even the Pac-12 teams that came in, all of a sudden, every night, those are full packed places, and it changes the game.
Well, I was only allowed, the only times I was allowed to stay up as a kid was big Mondays and Wednesdays growing up. So I watched every Big Ten game for about 15 straight years as a kid. So It's a dream come true for me to walk into places like Purdue and Indiana, Illinois. Like, come on, man, it's nothing better. But until you experience it the first time, and experience is your greatest teacher. So we have the youngest team in the Big Ten, one of the youngest teams in the country. We're going to go in there. We're going to fight like crazy in these venues, but what a great experience, too. It's only going to make us better. But you want to find a way to go in there and sneak them because there's nothing better than a road win, especially in the Big Ten.
So I just told Dave a little while ago, get old and stay old. You went the other way.
Yeah. Well, look, the reality is we couldn't do what other people were doing. That's just how it is, and I hope as we move forward we'll be able to do some of those things. But I was going after high-character kids, super talented. If they were freshmen, they were freshmen. When you get on the court for the jump ball, nobody ever asks you how old you are. They want to know if you can play or not. Our job is to put our players out there and give them a chance to win.
Well, excited to see this young group, this talented group this year for Penn State. Mike Rhoades, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
As we take a look at the schedule and some of those venues that Mike Rhoades and company will be going into, it starts pretty early in conference play, December 9th at Indiana. So we'll get a sense right off of how they stack up against what figures to be an interesting roster for the Hoosiers. And then Michigan State, December 13th. You see the Palestra game. That is always a highlight on the schedule in Philadelphia as they will host the Fighting Illini. For more on Penn State now, we send it over to Andy and Raphael.
Well, thank you, Dave. Pleased to be joined by Josh Reed and Eli Rice from Penn State. Players love to play fast. They say that. And Mike Rhoades has done that at each stop. But there's a skill to playing up-tempo. And a lot of it also starts in the preseason. And then we'll start down the line here. What has the preseason been like to get in the right condition to play at the tempo that Coach Rhoades wants you to play at?
It's been a lot, just doing conditioning on the court, doing conditioning outside. We started over the summer with that, really, because that's a big thing for us. We knew Coach wanted to play fast, so it started in the summer, just getting conditioning in and then doing conditioning preseason, just trying our best to be in shape, playing fast in practice every day. So,
yeah, I would say, one thing Coach always says is just having an army of guys that can come in and just staying conditioned and going out there and doing what we do in the game. And so, yeah.
As a guy that's played in this league, and I finished at the bottom of this league, Eli, you guys didn't have the season that you hoped for last year.
Sure.
You guys missed the Big Ten tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys talk – because when we finished last place in this league, all off-season, we're not doing that again. Did you guys talk about missing the Big Ten tournament, and how much did that mean to you guys?
Of course. You can look at it a way as only up from here. And you learn all the things that you shouldn't do. So, we definitely talked about it. We're not going to be in that position again. Obviously, last year I was out. I couldn't play. I was hurt. So, I want to come in and make a big impact I can so that doesn't happen again. So, yeah.
And just following up off of that, how are you feeling now off of the injury, having the full offseason?
I'm feeling great. My body is in the best shape I've been in. So, I'm just ready to go and just prove what I can do. So, yeah.
And then, Josh, coming in from Cincinnati, I've watched you like we talked before you got on. I watched you a bunch since high school. What can fans expect from you? What do you bring to this team? We heard Coach Rhoades talk about your leadership to the younger guys. What else do you offer to the squad?
That's definitely a big thing, my leadership, my experience. Just trying to help the younger guys along as they kind of learn what it's like to play college basketball. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help my team win, whether that be guarding, rebounding, scoring, whatever it is.
Let me follow up on that. How hard is it to be a leader of players that you didn't play with before? Because both of you come in new, and there's a lot of new pieces, some younger guys. And so you're still trying to learn what the coaching staff wants and the Penn State campus and community and everything else. So how do you speed up that learning curve as leaders at a new school?
Well, Coach's biggest thing for us so far has just been building and bonding. That's literally what he said day one. So, just bonding with the new guys off the team or off the court, doing whatever it takes to get close. We got close really fast, so that's been big for us, just kind of creating that chemistry, and, it's showing up on the court as well.
I would probably say just Coach has been on us about just communicating in practice. I would probably say just building that habit every day of, I got you, I'm in your gap, I'm here, I'm helping. So, yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, just building that habit of communication.
And then I got to ask y'all about one of my guys, one of my favorite freshmen, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country. Caden Mingo. He's a top 40 recruit coming out of high school, but he's not one of the normal 5-star, 4-star. That dude a dog. and you lose Ace Baldwin Jr., but you get a Caden Mingo. Are there similarities between the two? Because you hear Coach talk about him as he's already a co-captain as a freshman. What has he brought to the floor for you guys?
I'll just say, like, he's super mature beyond his age. Like, he comes in, like, you would walk in practice and think he's a senior on how he plays. He sees the floor. I'm a shooter, so he gets me tons of shots in practice, and then when he's open, he gets his shots. So, yeah, I love playing with Caden. That's my dog.
Josh, let me follow up with you on new venues. Where are you looking forward to the most playing as a Penn State Nittany Lion on the road?
I don't know if I could just name one spot. Kind of everywhere. You know, I've never been to any of these places, so playing at these kind of places with the atmosphere and the energy that the fans bring, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, Dave mentioned the game at the Palestra, which I think will be an unbelievable experience for all of you, playing in Illinois this year. A couple years ago, Illinois played in the smaller gym where the volleyball team plays, and then you're playing this game against Pitt in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and Coach Rhoades does a great job of trying to get the program around the state. In your brief time there, in terms of a sense of campus pride and community, the whiteout game the other couple of weeks ago, what have you sensed that on this Penn State campus of what it means to be playing for Penn State?
I mean, you just got to know what you're representing. I mean, the Penn State pride is crazy. Like, you have to bring it every game, and if you don't, you know the fans are going to be on your back. So, I mean, I love it. I love the pressure. Yep.